All right. Next, we have House File 3990. It is Chair Novotny's bill. This is the bill we're going to use for the public safety policy package. A list of bills is included in the DE1 author's amendment that has been posted on the committee's webpage. It is included in your materials. The DE1 amendment was posted on Friday for the public, so we'll not be taking any formal action on the bill today, but we'll have nonpartisan staff walk through the DE1 amendment and take testimony, and it's our intention to act on the bill at tomorrow's committee hearing on March 25th. Chair Novotny, do you have any comments before we turn it over to nonpartisan?
Yes, Chair Mueller, I just have a brief question about the original 3990 bill. I know we have testifiers here from MNB. If we have any questions on that particular provision?
Go ahead.
Well, we're bringing this back. There were some questions about the bill in judiciary, but I believe those have been addressed, satisfactorily addressed.
We're still working on that, I guess.
Okay. With that.
All right, well, we'll turn it over to nonpartisan staff to walk through the DE1 amendment, and it looks like Mr. Diebel's going to start.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. The DE1 amendment brings all the bills listed together. It's not into articles, so it doesn't lend itself to an easy summary that to be shared by Ben and I, but I'm going to go through a sequence of bills, and I'll explain to you who the author is, as well as the sections that they are in the bill, because they're not in sequence, because they amend different sections and would get jumbled when we put them together like this. The first bill is Representative Whitty's House File 3826, which is a BCA bill related to the fraud investigations and addresses administrative subpoenas, definition of identity, and extends the statute of limitation. You'll find those provisions in sections 1, 25, 31, and 39 of the DE amendment. Representative Johnson's House File 3771 is section 2 of the DE amendment, and this language amends the reporting date for the disaster assistance contingency account. Representative Curran has a bill 3769. It's the DOC policy bill related to substance use and TB screening. Those sections are 3 through 5 and 13 through 18 of the DE amendment. Representative Hansen has House File 3453 included in the bill, and this increases the minimum age to possess and sell, well, to possess and for persons to sell to kratom from 18 to 21. And that's section 6 of the DE amendment. And then section 7 through 13 and sections 40 through 42 are another DOC bill related to the licensing of juvenile and adult facilities. That's House File 3768. And then finally, of the sections that I'm addressing, Representative Harder's House File 3496. This requires the Department of Corrections to consider the person's ability to pay restitution before granting them early release eligibility for certain forms of early release. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Johnson. Chair.
Mr. Johnson.
Madam Chair, members, the next bill that is within the DE is House File 3827. That's Representative Duran's bill. This was also a BCA bill specifying that data that the BCA is required to collect must be transmitted in the form that the superintendent prescribes. It also clarifies that certain payments to local law enforcement is treated as a reimbursement, not as a grant, and it requires that notification of orders for protection are provided to law enforcement. Those are in sections 20 through 22, 32, and 42. Representative Novotny's 3990, which is the vehicle for this, is contained in sections 23 and 24. Those are the provisions that allow public employers to determine whether an applicant for an employment who was convicted of a crime has been rehabilitated and whether the person is fit for a particular position. And then it allows the employers to deny employment to certain applicants who were previously convicted of a crime. Representative Rapinski's 3825 is an Office of Justice Programs bill that's related to victim notifications. Those apply in the prosecutor-initiated sentence adjustments, in plea hearings, and also when charges are eligible for automatic expungement. It also protects the identity of minors who are a victim in a case involving the use of minors in sexual performances. Those are in sections 26, 30, and 33 through 37. Representative Schwartz's House File 2169 is Section 27. That bill amends the crime of second-degree murder to include situations where an order for protection existed to prevent the offender from harming the victim, and that order was issued in another jurisdiction. House File 2358 is Representative Van Binsbergen's increase in the penalties for the crime of coercion when the offender threatens to violate the law prohibiting the non-consensual dissemination of private sexual images and the victim sustains death or great bodily harm. That's Section 29. The final bill we're going to be covering here is Representative Muller's House File 3782. This is the provision that requires law enforcement agencies to provide information when an officer deploys chemical irritants, and that's in Section 38. Madam Chair, that finishes our walkthrough.
All right, and we did not have anybody sign up to testify. Do we have any, and I'll just note too, there'll be a number of amendments that are coming tomorrow as well. Like we've been talking about them as far as I know, no surprise amendments. But do members have any questions at this point? I thought you were raising your hand, John. I almost called on you. Chair Novotny, any final comments?
It's a good bill. I hope we pass this out tomorrow.
All right, and with that, members, that today's meeting is adjourned.